Hey guys, this is Ken from Nippon Bro. How's it going? Hope you guys had a great weekend. And it's feeling a little bit claustrophobic in here. Don't you guys agree? Hold on, let me try to fix that. There you go. So today, basically what we're doing is fixing your guys' video to a 2:1 aspect ratio and how to get a little bit more of that screen real estate on your phone, on your devices for viewers on your YouTube channel to be able to experience that on their brand new phones that they're coming out with right now. So having said that, we're just going to go straight into the intro. Hey guys, welcome back. Have you guys ever noticed when you guys are watching your favorite YouTubers videos, recently maybe you've noticed more that you've gotten a new phone and you kind of flip it horizontal to make it full screen and you kind of see these black bars on the side maybe? I'm not sure if you do. If you don't, then great. That means your YouTuber or you yourself as a YouTuber have been putting your projects in a 2:1 ratio. And today we are going to actually solve that issue and to be able to accommodate for those viewers who are buying those new phones that are over 6 inches of screen real estate on their smartphones to be able to have a full viewing experience and to maximize their real estate space on their videos when they watch your videos. I'm going to show you a couple examples of what I mean by that before we get into how to do it, so you guys can all understand. Alright, so the first thing is I'm going to show you on a desktop or a laptop. You're going to notice a difference on a 16:9 ratio and a 2:1 ratio. So I want you guys to focus on kind of the space in between the search bar and the screen, the edge of the screen. And you're going to see a little bit of a difference in this gap here once you switch to a 2:1 ratio. Now my current video that's playing on how to film a B-roll, this one is in a 16:9 ratio and it actually is going to, I'm not going to really change this one at all. Just from now on, I am going to be doing more of those 2:1 ratios. So I'm going to show you a different example of a 2:1 ratio that I've actually edited, which is my most recent video. So this one here is a recent video that I did. It is just showcasing Okinawa and Cape Zampa, which is very, very beautiful. But again, I want you to focus on this search bar here and the edge of the video. Now I have this vidIQ plugin here, and you're going to be able to notice that this video, the edge of it is starting to cut underneath here. And that's how we know that the screen is getting bigger. Now I'm going to put these two images up side by side so you can at least see where the difference is, and you can see the screen real estate being wider on my recent video, which is a 2:1 ratio. But you're going to be able to see this difference in the smartphone a lot more. So I'm going to show you on two smartphones that I currently have, and I'm going to put them side by side together so you guys can see what is the actual difference between a 16:9 and a 2:1 ratio and how it affects bigger phones for the foreseeable future, because you got the iPhone Pro Max coming out, which is supposed to be 6.7 inches in screen real estate. So it is going to be pretty crazy when it comes to how tall these screens are getting. So shooting in a 2:1 aspect ratio will fulfill kind of the future proofing of your videos. Hey guys, so basically now I have the iPhone 7 Plus on this side and I have the MI Mix on this side. This one has a 5.5 inch screen and this one has a 6.4 inch screen. So obviously this one here is going to be a lot longer and a lot taller. So we're going to actually see the black bars appear on this one. So let me show you guys what I mean. This video here that I made on how to shoot a B-roll is in a 16:9 ratio. So what does that mean? What we're going to do is we're just going to remove this one here for now, and we're just going to focus on the iPhone. Now what we're going to do is I'm actually going to put this into full screen mode. So you're going to be able to see that on the iPhone 7 Plus, the 16:9 image is actually from rim to rim on left and right and top to bottom as well. So this is as full of an image as you're going to get on a iPhone 7 Plus. with a 5.5 inch screen. I'm just going to put this down here, and we're going to bring in the MI mix. And I'm actually just going to put this in full screen here. And then you're going to be able to see that the screen actually ends right where my fingernails are. And you're going to see these black bars on both the right and the left hand side of the video on a 16:9 ratio video. Now you're going to be seeing these black bars more common because more phones are getting more taller, and thus with a 16:9, it's just not going to be able to fill out the whole screen real estate. So now we have a different video here. This is my most recent video, and the project was set up in a 2:1 aspect ratio, and you're going to see something different automatically from this standpoint, which is the black bars that you're going to see on the bottom and the top of the video in this screen mode. I'm going to change the screen mode to full on the iPhone first, and so we're going to put this phone onto the side here, and you're going to see the iPhone. And once I put this into full screen, now you're going to see black bars on the bottom and the top. The reason being is because the iPhone suits a 16:9 ratio video for anything that is 6 inches and below. So with this being an older model and being a smaller, you are going to have these black bars on the top and bottom when you go full screen. But again, phones are getting taller, not smaller. So that kind of rhymed. But anyways, you are going to get these black bars if you do have an older device. Now moving on to the MI Mix, which has a 6.4 inch screen real estate. I'm going to put this into full screen mode. And now you're going to see that you have no black bars on the top, bottom, or sides. It is full. Now this is because anything above a 6-inch screen, you are going to use the 2:1 aspect ratio videos, and it is going to fill up the screen no matter what you do. So you don't have to do any pinch to zoom, and your viewers can view your videos with the capability that your phone is supposed to have. And the reason why you bought a very large phone is to be able to view videos without having to compromise screen real estate. All right, so now that I have kind of gone over what is the difference on your phone, and that you might now want to start creating videos in a 2:1 format, I'm going to show you how to do that on Final Cut Pro 10, but this applies to every single different type of editing software there is out there, like DaVinci Resolve, Adobe Premiere, and even I believe iMovie and everything else, that you can change your aspect ratio to be able to be fitted for 2:1 aspect ratio. So let me just get into it, and I'll show you on the computer. So here is a blank slate on Final Cut Pro 10. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to Open Library, and you're just going to select New. And just like you're creating a whole new one, I'm just going to name this Test. I can't type. Oh my gosh. So now you're going to go save, and what you're going to do is create a new project. Now this is where you're going to change the actual aspect ratio of your... Now you can name this anything. Again, just go test. I don't know why I cannot type. Okay, 2:1, and you are now going to go under video. You're going to go on the drop down, and then you're going to press custom. Now after you have done that, you're going to see below that there's kind of customizable dimensions that now you can kind of edit. Now to be able to put this in a 2:1 ratio, these are the numbers that you're going to use. You're going to use 3840 by 1920. And this is going to put your project in a 2:1 ratio. Just whatever you want to put your project in. I usually just do 24 frames per second. Everything else is good. So once you created this, now you are in a 2:1 aspect ratio. Now what happens if you start putting footage in? So let me drop in the footage, and I'll show you what that looks like when you first put it in to Final Cut Pro. So now we have a clip here imported, and I'm going to drop that down into my timeline, and this was shot with the A6400. It's only 4 seconds long, so not too long. And now you're going to see this black bar on the left and the right hand side, just like you did on the MI phone that I had. And because we have this, we're going to need to actually crop in. So when you do crop in, you're going to also crop in from the top and the bottom as well. So when you are taking footage, just compensate for that ahead of time. So don't try to take your subject really close and kind of make it so they're very compact in the edge of the actual framing. So just give it a little bit of breathing room and you are going to be okay. Now I found a magic number that kind of works with 4K 24 frames per second videos with a 16:9 ratio, and most cameras, they do take in a 16:9 ratio when you are setting it up, unless you don't, but I highly recommend you do set up in a 16:9 in camera, so when you do have your footage you can use these numbers. Now just make sure you select your clip right down here, and what you're going to do is go onto your scale, so it's going to go scale all, and then you're going to click here and you're going to type in 113. And this makes it so I've actually went ahead and just went one by one, percentage by percentage, up from 100 to see what is the actual number that it gets to when it hits the edge of the actual screen. And that just happened to be 113. If you go 112, it's actually going to make it so that you see a little bit of a sliver of a black border, so you don't want that. And one more above is just perfect. And any more above that, you're just cutting more footage out, so you don't want that. So that is basically how you do cropping in and framing a 2:1 ratio, and you're going to want to do this for all your videos from now on, so then you can actually be able to fill up a screen for your viewers and to be able to get everything in frame. And speaking of framing, again, please keep in mind that you are going to have to crop into your footage. If you do shoot, even if you do shoot in a 1080 at 120 frames per second, then you're actually not going to be cropping in too much, so it's not going to diminish the resolution too much from a 1080 clip. Try to shoot in 4K 60, and again, if you are shooting in 120 frames per second at 1080, then you are going to be losing a little bit of resolution, but it's only so minuscule that you're not going to be able to tell, and your viewers are not going to be able to tell, so it's all good. Just make sure your lighting and everything is good so it doesn't get all grainy. Now mind you, for this technique to actually work, you're going to actually need to do this for every single clip. And the easiest way to do that is just import all your clips. And drone footage is also the same. They shoot in a 16:9 format unless you changed it. Default, it should be 16:9. And then what you're going to do is you're going to highlight the entire timeline of footages before you start working on anything. Before you start cutting pieces out or putting sound design, music, or anything, this is going to be your step. Once you put everything into the timeline, you're going to highlight the entire project, and you're just going to go to scale, change that number to 113, and it's going to affect all the footages, and then you can just click off of it to unhighlight all the footages, and then you can start cutting away and doing what you want. And it's just super simple. It takes a couple seconds to do. It is another step into your workflow, but you are going to get used to it because it's just one simple step before you start everything. So I think it's a pretty good thing to do to future-proof yourself from phones getting bigger, and you're going to want to put every project in a 2:1 ratio. Otherwise, these viewers are going to have black bars on the side, and they're not really getting the full real estate, and I don't think they want to pinch to zoom every single time they want to view your video. So that is it, guys, for this video, and if you like this video, please smash the like button and turn on those notifications. If you're brand new to this channel, or you just haven't subscribed yet, I don't know why, just hit that subscribe button. It'll help me out a lot, help this channel, help the company. If you guys have any questions, comment down below, and if you guys also have noticed this within your own YouTubers that you follow, or maybe you didn't know about it on your own project, comment down below and let me know who's doing it and who's not doing it, because it'll be pretty interesting. I found quite a bit of YouTubers that are in their hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions, still not going over to a 2:1 ratio. Now, this is strictly preferential. It's not something that you have to do, but in the future, I don't know, if there might be complaints from people who are watching our videos, so this is kind of just a tip, and it's slowly going to change. Things are starting to go to over 6.7 now that I had mentioned for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So yeah, it's I don't know if it's going to get any bigger than that, but the only way that we can actually try to keep up with it is for us to change our workflow just a little bit. Hopefully this helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys in the next video later in the week. All right, peace out.